Hey people, here's another episode with another highlighted case wrapped in some underlining questions and controversies that I am here to solve here online through my supernatural and psychic capabilities here on the Magic House channel. Please like and subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon for quick and instant notification of the cases and trial updates here on the channel. Let's begin.
The mysterious death of a woman at a Forsyth County house party is now getting attention from all across the country. Her best friend says there is no way that woman fell to her death. And as the story continues to spread on Facebook and social media, people are demanding answers.
Channel 2's Mike Pachinik in Forsyth County now, where he broke the story and now has exclusive video showing the victim the night before she died.
Happy birthday to you.
This video a source gave to us shows a November adult slumber party at a Forsyth County home. Among those attending, mother of 5, Tamia Horsford. But after a night of fun,
she's laying in the yard down, basically on the patio downstairs.
A gruesome discovery. Horsford dead in the backyard.
She's not moving one bit. She's not breathing.
The man calling 911 is Jose Barrera, the homeowner's boyfriend, seen in this clip of the video.
I'm guessing maybe she fell off the balcony.
According to the death certificate provided to us by a source, the coroner appears to have taken Barrera's word for it, ruling her death an accident. A fall from a deck that caused, quote, multiple blunt force injuries, and that a contributing factor was, quote, acute ethanol intoxication or alcohol poisoning.
But it's impossible to get the injuries that she had from one fall.
Horsford's best friend, Michelle Graves, says the family's hired medical examiner found extensive injuries all over her body. Do you believe somebody murdered her?
I do believe that her life was taken from her, yes.
After we reported on Horsford's death last week and about how Forsyth County fired Barrera from his job as a probation officer for misusing his position to access the incident reports, more than 200,000 people viewed the stories and shared them, demanding justice for Horsford on Twitter.
We're glad that we're not the only ones that feel there's definitely something awry with the story and with how she lost her life.
Back out here live at the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office, where investigators tell us just this week they got a final copy of the toxicology and autopsy reports, and they plan to update us soon on their investigation. Meantime, we got a statement from the attorney for the homeowner saying everybody at that party has been cooperative with detectives. And in that statement, they say, quote, each of the partygoers and their families have received death threats. That's right, death threats on various social media postings. The threats need to stop, they say. This tragic accident is exactly that. An accident. It is unfortunate, sad, and unbelievably heartbreaking to her family. And
that a Forsyth County house party is drawing a lot of interest here and across the country. Many, including her friends, are not convinced this was an accident.
Jose Barrera is a witness who used his position with the county to get the police report. He was fired for doing that. The report shows that he told detectives the woman fell to her death. Channel 2's Mike Pachinik reports from Forsyth County. He also got the report and exclusive video from the party.
Happy birthday to you.
A source gave us this video of an adult slumber party last November in Forsyth County. One of the attendees was mother of 5, Tamia Horsford. Another video shows her talking to what appears to be a very drunk partygoer. The next morning,
Have y'all checked to see if she's breathing?
a 911 call about a disturbing discovery.
She's not moving one bit. She's not breathing.
The man making that call was the homeowner's boyfriend, Jose Barrera, seen in this video at the party. We first told you last week about how Forsyth County fired Barrera after they say he misused his position as a probation officer to access incident reports about Horsford's death during an active investigation. Here's what he told dispatchers.
I'm noticing a small right cut on her right rib. She's not breathing whatsoever. I don't know if this cut truly was self-inflicted.
Even though a death certificate someone provided to us claims her death was accidental and after a fall from a balcony that caused multiple blunt force trauma, do you believe somebody murdered her?
I do believe that her life was taken from her, yes.
Best friend Michelle Graves says a family-hired medical examiner found extensive injuries all over her body.
But it's impossible to get the injuries that she had from one fall.
According to a copy of the incident report we got a hold of, witnesses told detectives all of the females in the house were drinking heavily. That Tamia arrived with a bottle of tequila and that she was very social and kept engaging in conversation when everyone else was trying to go to sleep.
I'm just trying to find out what happened to my friend.
Channel 2's Mike Pachenik is live in Forsyth County this hour. And Mike, so what is the sheriff's office saying about this now?
Jovita, a spokesman here at this office told me that they just got a copy of the final toxicology and autopsy reports, and they plan to update us on their investigation soon. Meantime, we got an email from an attorney representing the homeowner who says everybody at this party has been cooperative with detectives, and they say in a statement, quote, each of the partygoers and their families have received death threats on various social media postings. They say the threats need to stop. This is a tragic accident. That's exactly what it is, an accident, they say. It is unfortunate, sad, and unbelievably heartbreaking to her family and her friends. Jovita?
All right, we'll be waiting for more information, Mike. Thank you.
Every town has a dark side.
It was back in November when 40-year-old Tamia Horsford was found dead in the backyard of a home in Cumming, and now...
It was a birthday party down in Georgia. A gathering of football moms and their husbands looking to cut loose for a night away from the kids. And cut loose they did. However, by morning, one of them was dead. Tamia Horsford was found lying face down in the yard. As to how it happened exactly, though, that's the million-dollar question. Now, officials are sticking to the story that it was just an accident. Too much to drink, a fall from a balcony, so case closed. But the thing about it is, nothing in this story really adds up. And the injuries to her body don't match the story. Evidence was mishandled. The witness accounts contradict one another. And the lead investigator? Well, he shared crime scene photos with his mistresses and mockingly called the dead woman porch lady. On top of all that, Tamia just so happened to be the only black person at the party. A party that took place in a county with one of America's most notorious histories of racial violence. So by 1920 then, not a single black resident remained in Forsyth County. They had been systematically and brutally removed, and for decades after that, it stayed a sundown county, which was a place where black people were warned not to be caught after dark. Eventually, even the physical evidence of their existence ever being in Forsyth in the first place started to disappear. Everything except for one forgotten graveyard outside the old Stony Point Baptist Church, where gravestones cracked and leaned with age, all showing death dates before 1912. And the families of those buried there couldn't even safely visit their loved ones if they wanted to. And so that's how it stayed for a very long time. Even after Jim Crow laws were abolished, Forsyth continued to stay segregated. There was this pocket that just refused to change with time, and it was just an unspoken way of life. Jump ahead to 1987, and civil rights marchers tried to demonstrate peacefully in the county, but they were met by thousands of counter-protesters with Confederate flags screaming racial slurs. Nearly 20,000 marchers came from all over, from Boston, San Francisco, and Atlanta, only to face a violent, hate-filled mob. It got so bad the National Guard had to step in, and over 2,300 riot-equipped guards and police officers were needed just to protect the marchers. It was so bad that Oprah Winfrey came to film a special episode of her show there around that time. One local resident even tried explaining to her that there were good blacks who didn't want to live there anyway, and then there were the ones he called a racial slur, saying they're the ones that just want to cause trouble. Even the local ministers held an emergency meeting after the march. Their solution, though, was to do nothing, essentially, and just pray and give the place time to, quote-unquote, heal. When Oprah finished taping, she herself didn't even stay in Forsyth after dark. Even in 1990, just 14 black people lived in the entire county. Things improved some by the time Tamla and her family moved there, but she was still a part of a tiny minority in a place where racial hate ran deep. Which is why, when her body turned up that November morning, this ugly history cast a long shadow on her case. It made many wonder, was it really just an accident?
So after hearing about the Tamia Horsford case, I reached out to her spirit, and she had limited things to tell me, but this is what she had to say. So Tamia had attended a birthday for a friend by the name of Jean, with 8 other white women friends, as the only black person there, where she would end up dead after falling over the balcony in a drunken and influenced state of mind by the ending time of the party. But Tamia had revealed to me that was all a lie. Was murdered, and Jean was not her friend, but rather instead the orchestrator of it all, who had planned for her death amid her birthday, coming up as a simple birthday present. Pictures of the night would also show Tamia hugged up against the other guest of the house and holding them with her hands, as if she was just having a good old time, but rather instead the opposite, because Tamia had then revealed to me that it wasn't because of dear friendship, but because of the awkward, threatening vibes she received that made her sense strong racism throughout the house. And Tamia being Tamia, she didn't allow them to threaten or ward her off. So she stayed trying to convince them to dismiss their racist hatred in their hearts, but welcomed it and left us clues as if leads into her death in the event of her demise through the paw prints left on her pajamas. Tamia's body was found with blunt force trauma to head, a broken neck, lacerations to the heart, a dislocated wrist, and multiple scraps and bruises across the face. Fingers, arms, and legs on a backyard with just plain grass, and without any mulch, glass, rocks, bushes, or sharp debris laying in a face-down state. Tamia had to reveal to me that this was because she was killed from the inside of her house. One of the men striked her in the back of the neck, to which the remaining parties, including the 2 men, all lifted her up out towards the door, where she would be thrown and tossed off the balcony towards where she would suffer the laceration to her atrium. She then revealed to me that Jean or Jose then came outside with bricks and began breaking her bones, trying to make the fall look more realistic. Jean's aunt Madeline reportedly told the police she had woken up at 8:45 a.m. and began to make coffee. She looked out basement window and saw Tamia's body before reportedly telling her niece Jean that something's wrong with your friend from the island. Tamia then revealed to me that this was all a lie, because after she was thrown off the balcony, Jean's Aunt Madeline was assigned to watching the body for any sudden shakes, movements, or signs of life. And lastly, Tamia had then revealed to me that the reason why on February 19th, 2019, the case became closed. Tamia's family never received access to the forensic photos, and the reason why so early in the case, the lead detective Mike told Tamia's father that her injuries were consistent with a ground fall, as landscape or pavement as reported initially within the first police reporting, is because those Forsyth County Police Departments, detectives, and autopsy clinics all had their role in covering up the evidence, but also by denying and neglecting the family of any autopsy photos would be meaning denying the case towards further investigation by the Bureau. And so, this was the final revelations from Tamia's spirit. But she also left me a message for her family that I can't reveal on here. But make sure you like and subscribe onto the channel. And until the next episode, God bless.